Hi there, this is John Barton. I'm here to do my What's in the Case blog entry for Pulse Energy, and I'm glad to be a part of Pulse Energy. They are a great bunch of bloggers who are trying to do their best to help Pull get more exposure. So anyway, here I am. I'm going to do it a little bit different. I'm going to give you a brief history of cases since the 1970s so that you can see how we even got to the point of talking about what's in our cases. So starting out, we have the Fellini case. This was started around 1970, and a lot of the players from the 50s and 60s through the 70s, even on up to the 80s, were carrying one cue and one shaft, or at most two shafts. And so you had a slight slipcover case like this with slots for one butt and two shafts. So that was the Fellini. Now there were other cases that predated this, but for purposes of our segment right now, that's the Fellini case and that's the style. Then we move on to another leather case here. This is a King Custom, courtesy of Alan Endy, who's a collector from New York. And you can see also a very small case, just holds one butt and one shaft, or one butt and two shafts. Then we move on to the 80s, and in the 80s, in the early 80s, Jay Flowers was the guy who started the cases that most people would identify as the modern cue case. This case here was built with plumbing tubes inside, and it holds two butts and four shafts, as you can see here. And then we have two roomy pockets. Well, the pockets are a little bit small, as you can see, and there's obviously not long enough for a jump cue. But people, you can see, started carrying more accessories. Then It's George also was the first ones to come out with 2x4 sizes for the cases. This is similar to the Fellini, but George had nice big roomy pockets in here, so the pockets would open up. These were like kind of like shaving kits, so you had a lot of room to put stuff in, and believe me, people started filling them up. Then around 1986 or so, I bought my first big case, which was, this is not one, this is similar, but mine was a Porper, and it held two butts and four shafts, looked like a golf bag. Before that though, I had a soft case, which was just like this, with just a soft plush interior and a small pocket on it. Couldn't put a lot in it. You could stuff, however, 2 or 3 cues in this case if you really wanted to. Moving on, around 1990, this was one of the first cases that I built under the InStroke name. As you can see there, I stitched InStroke on it. And you can see I did some funky pockets. This is not my case, but you know, one I made for a customer. So basically, the cases evolved from a simple 1x2, or a simple 1x2 with no pockets, to big cases with big pockets. And that's why we started putting a lot of stuff in it. So obviously, inventors started inventing a lot of things to put in them, tip burnishers and tip tappers and chalk and everything else. So, all right, this is my current case right here. As you know, JB Cases, I make cases. So people often ask me, what do you carry? Well, this is the one that I carry. You see, I'm kind of boring here. I don't carry anything very flashy. The thing about this case is it's kind of an experiment, though. As you can see, it's empty inside. And the reason it's empty is because my newest experiment with cases is I'm playing around with doing sleeves. So basically, you just take the cue and put it in the sleeve, and then the next thing you do is you just put that into the case. Just put that in the case, and there you go. And that's how they fit in the case. So you can stuff as many of those in there as you want. So, what do I have for cues? Well, a lot of you know that I'm involved with Sterling Gaming, and Sterling Gaming is the North American representative for Fury cues. Sorry if this sounds like an ad, but it's going to explain the cues that I play with. I was lucky enough, you know, to have a lot of great cues from Joss and Joss West. I was lucky enough to have a lot of great cues from Joss West, and all the great cue makers. When I went to work for Sterling, however, I decided that I would switch over and start shooting with the Fury cues. So this is what I've got here for cues. This is a Fury Evolution cue that we came out with last year. All inlays, bird's eye maple. Cue hits really great. This one here I've been playing with for 5 years. This is a Fury RP series, radial pin. All inlays. I've been playing with this cue for 5 years. I had the Fury factory here build me a shaft that's a little bit shorter so that the cue is a total of 57 inches. This is our Fury jump brake, as you can see here. Here I've got a shaft. I had them put a G10 on it. I like that. This is the Fury X2 low deflection shaft. So sometimes I like to play with that. Then in here I've got my, if I wanted, I've got my Fury jump brake handle here. So if I want just a light jump handle, I can use that. And let's go to what's inside my case, what I've kept in it. Well, I got a lot of stuff here, and my stuff rotates, but if you want to come in and take a closer look here, this is a little ball pouch that I have, and I keep a Q-Sight training ball in there. This is a training ball that I developed. It's got graduations for half a tip on here, and as you can see, it's got graduations for a full tip on this side. So it's a nice ball that I like to mess around with and play with. It's good for showing people how far out you can go without miscuing. Sometimes I can win drinks with that, as they think they can get outside the white circle and without miscuing. This is my modified pool glove right here. When I play, I cannot stand to have cloth or anything on me, so I cut it out with scissors to give me more room so it really stays over. As you can see, I don't like cloth all around here. And then I cut the fingers out so I can still feel the table. All right, so this is my glove that I play with when I really need it. I'm not really a glove guy, so I've had to train myself to use one. But it's always with me just in case it's very humid. Especially here in China, you know, they don't have central air very much. So a lot of the times you're playing in places that are pretty wet. My tip pick, I love the tip pick. This is easy to perforate the tip. You don't have to take any leather off, and it helps your tips last a lot longer. And you don't have to poke it, you can just roll it, and it's great. So this is a really great tool right here, the tip pick. Everyone should have one. This is a Scotch-Brite type burnisher inside. This just kind of keeps your shaft clean, keeps the grit off of it. I don't use it a lot anymore, but I really did like it when I did use it. And a lot of times I'll just use it as kind of my worry towel or whatever. I'll just grab it and start squeezing it if I'm nervous or tense. This here is a fantastic tool for putting on new tips. One side is flat, it cuts off the tip. One side will cut off the old tip, and the other side will shape the new tip. So this is an amazing tool that I've used a lot to put tips on. Easy to do by yourself. We're going to start bringing it in at some point. Here, you can see it a little easier. You can see it a little bit easier here with a little close-up and see what it is. Just a sharp razor blade in there. And I believe it comes from Korea. So once I find out where to get it and how much, we'll bring them in. Of course, I've got the towel. You know, especially here in China, this is really important to have a towel to keep your hands dry. Sometimes I'll put chalk on it. Sometimes I just use it to wipe my sweat when I'm getting beat badly. Okay, what else do we have here? This is another little tool here. I don't know exactly where it comes from. Basically just a wood block. It's got a very fine thing here, so you can scuff up your tip a little bit if you need to. This is for burnishing the side of the tip. And then I stuck a piece of leather on this side so that I could use it to really burnish the tip really well. You can see how it's been used there. These are really great for burnishing the sides of the tip when you need to. So it gives you a lot of pressure there that you can use to burnish the tip. So, what else do we have here? Here I have 3 different bridges that I carry sometimes. The standard moose head bridge. I've got a EVA foam rubber bridge right here, and I've got one that we made out of laminated leather that I'm experimenting with. These bridges here I really like. These were made by a guy in Washington a long time ago, and he's out of the business now, but basically it fits under a rail, so as you can see here. So it allows you to get in tight to the rail there if you have a rail shot. That's the great thing on this bridge here. So I'm playing around with that. Then I got a leather burnisher here. This is another one good for doing the shafts or doing the tips. So This particular one is for Indie Q Shop, which we make for him. I've got assorted tips here. This is a black diamond tip. I just carry tips around in case sometimes I need a tip. These are Neely tips. I haven't tried them yet. Some samples they gave me. So I got those. This is a super tool, similar to the ultimate tool that other people carry. This will trim your tip and help burnish it. It's got diamond nickel radius sandpaper on here. And also it works like the tip pick here on the top. You can perforate the tip and not have to take off any leather. Lastly here, or almost last, I carry cards. I carry these postcard-sized advertisements here for Kelly Fisher and John Schmidt. These are two players that we sponsor. And I just hand these out to people sometimes. You know, they enjoy getting them. There's the little bios on the back. And that's nice to carry. Then my JB Cases cards, I carry those. Chalk, of course. And then the last thing is, which is really helpful to me, is my wife got me this great Bluetooth headset. And I love to put this on, listen to music or listen to a podcast when I'm playing. If I need to just not focus on what's going on around me, I put this on. It's small earbuds. So it doesn't really bother people. There's no wires going in everywhere. And this is a really great thing for me to have. So that's what's in the case. Now, over here, I want to say we come around full circle. I started making these GTF cases a couple of years ago, and you'll notice that it's very similar to the Fellini that I showed you from 1970. And so we come full circle. Because a lot of times I like to go out and play pool and I don't like to carry all this. I just want to take one cue, play some straight pool, play some one pocket, or sometimes I like to test myself and play 9-ball or 10-ball without all the other stuff. You know, just feel like an old-timey player. And this one I have my Jensen cue in here. You guys want to come in and take a closer look at this. This cue is special to me. This is made by Mike Johnson from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. And this cue hits like gold. So I want to say that with that, we just come full circle. And that's what's in the case for JB Cases, John Barton. And again, Pool Synergy, thank you very much for having me. And you guys all stay in stroke, okay? Hope you hit them good. Bye-bye.